then we'll go. I see that Tojo-san is on. Tojo-san, are you? Hiro, are you on?
Yes, I am here.
Well, why don't we start off with you, because I'm very curious as to what the subject of travel to Japan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the recently Japanese government loosened the eased a little bit restriction on the who can enter the country. Previously, only Japanese and the Japanese former Japanese, and then their spouses and then their children are allowed to come into the country. You know, only Japanese and then former Japanese who changed the nationality to America were allowed to come into the country, and then of course their spouses and then children. But now they are actually parents are not allowed to come into the country. As for the foreigners, only the medical personnel and then those who are working for the college and the universities are allowed to come in. And then plus all those who has medical issues, other humanitarian reasons were also allowed. Now, after I think on November 8th, they open up the country to those who the foreigners who has a business purpose, so they can come into the country with some conditions. They have to have a sponsor in Japan. If they have a sponsor in Japan, their quarantine time could be shortened to 3 days. So still in the PCR test are required before their departure, and then when they arrived. And then after 3 days, if they take the PCR test, then they found negative, they are, can do the business activities in Japan after 4th day, with the condition that they have a kind of a, the sponsor for them. For business people, maybe the companies they are visiting could be sponsors. And then, so there is more details, but I think, that's a basic requirement at this moment. Of course, the vaccination, they have to be fully vaccinated before entering into the country. So, but that's a basic requirement. So for Japanese and then former Japanese, they don't have to have a business purpose. They can go for any purpose. If they would like to visit family, it's okay. But 14 days quarantine time is still required. Though after 9 days, if they take a PCR test and then they found negative, they actually can go out after 10th days. But, basically they have to stay with the family for 14 days still. If they are Japanese are going to Japan for business purpose, then maybe they have to have a sponsor also from the company. And then they can assume their activity after 4th day as just like the foreigners. So that's a basic rule at this moment. So it's not fully open yet. So it's not still, not convenient. Besides, actually, previously they can stay in a hotel where the government actually prepared for them, but now they have to pay for the hotel by themselves. It's not a free stay anymore. So they have to pay by themselves. So that's a little difference. And then besides also PCR test is kind of strict actually. I mean, expensive in Japan. Here, PCR test is free. So I think, they have to take a PCR test before departure, right? And then that should be free because they take a test here. And then when they arrived, they have to take a PCR test. So that's a mandatory. So that's free. But, if they want to go out after 4th day, they have to, that's optional, right? Of course, they can take a 14 days quarantine option, but if they take the option to go out the 4th day, they have to take a PCR test. That PCR test is very expensive in Japan. I heard that like, more than 1万円, $100 something. Yeah, so it's not cheap. So, but that's optional. Because it's optional, they have to pay for the test. Okay,
Thank you very much.
you're welcome.
Anything else from the Consul General's office?
Nope, I don't think so. Nothing going on. Maybe some virtual meetings, maybe, but not really. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Dale, did you have something or? Okay. If not, we'll go to Elaine. Elaine, you want to talk about the API event?
Yeah.
Dale,
Elaine?
you were on mute, Dale. Did you want to go ahead, Dale?
No, I don't have anything to say except that I just want to report on Kawabe House. The Kawabe House over the last 2 years has been free from COVID, although about a month ago, there was some COVID tracing that 2 residents were involved in. So they had to restrict the visitors to the Kawabe House for about 2 weeks, but they're free now and they're not allowing groups to meet there, and they're still doing takeout lunches, but we've been very fortunate in that we haven't had any problems with the COVID there.
So Dale, excuse me, if there's a desire for a community event that is not allowed at this time yet?
You know, we were going to have a meeting there one time, and Emmy, the executive director, said that they probably couldn't allow it at that time. We can ask again.
Thank you. So Elaine, anything else on that?
Oh, to talk about the celebration?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So I have just been working as a volunteer to help Bruce Harrell become the mayor. And now that he is the mayor-elect, and we in the Nikkei community, as well as the broader Asian community, are celebrating his election. So with that, we are planning a pretty broad Asian American AAPI event as a celebration. It's not a fundraiser. We're not allowed to do any fundraising. And so it's all volunteers. Tomio, and we have the North American Post as the media sponsor with the Northwest Asian Weekly Foundation. We have quite a few from the Chinese community, Filipino community, and because Bruce is half Nikkei, I think we really should have a good, support from the community. So with that, the date is December 10th, and it'll be at Joyal Seafood Restaurant. Some of you know that's up there near Little Saigon and on 900 South Jackson. It's going to start at 5:30. It'll be a sit-down dinner. Now, we're not going to make any money off of this. We're just trying to cover the costs. So we don't have the price yet for the tickets. We will make sure through Dale that everyone hears about it once the invitation is completed and the price is set. We'll have that probably done by Wednesday. So you should all hear from that. But we really love to have a really good turnout from the Japanese community and really come together and celebrate his election.
Thank you.
Anything else, Tomio?
No, and I, just between us as a Nikkei, we thought in the short future, we should have maybe an event for Bruce, maybe a smaller reception to allow more people to come and meet him. But those are also in the planning stage, so we'll keep you informed. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Elaine has worked very hard for the election, so I think Harold is very, very happy about that.
So Mike Yaguchi from NBC is saying that we could use the NBC hall for Bruce now that he's elected.
Okay. Well, that was the idea, is this one that we're doing is all the Asian communities,
Right.
Chinese, Japanese, Filipino, Korean, South Asian, everyone. So it's a big, 350 people, maybe 400. It's going to be a big event, we hope. But as Tomio was saying, a Nikkei community only event, a Japanese community event reception for Bruce would be really great. And that would be a little more intimate and more just in our community. So yeah, that would be great if we could use the hall. And it will be after he gets elected, of course, and officially in January or later.
Oh, so you think sometime in January or February or something like that?
Yeah, Tomio, Dale, we could talk, right? We can just nail
Okay.
down.
We'll talk to Bruce's office to see what
Mhm.
day he's comfortable with. So,
Right.
so anyway, I'm glad that the Vitz Hall is an option, because to me, that's very good with parking and everything. On a political issue, also, a few of us at the North American Post are trying to think of how appropriate it would be to honor and both Pushko Hasegawa, who's become the new port commissioner, and Steve Hobbs, who has been appointed to the Secretary of State. We're thinking of how best, in a kind of a reception way, we could honor these people. So if you have any ideas, please let Dale or myself or Dane know. My idea is to just have a small, not a small, but Nikkei community reception for either together or separately for both Pushko and Steve Hobbs. So that's just my thought. So if you have any comments, please forward it to us.
Mhm.
Michael, you have a few words?
I just wanted to, in honor, I'm dressed this way because I spoke to a law firm a little bit earlier and a couple other groups today. So sorry for dressed up this way.
You look very
But
appropriate,
well, thank you. But it's Veterans
especially
Day.
for a Veterans
Yeah.
Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And I just I think I already cleared this with you, Dale and Antonio, but if you don't mind, I'd like to play a 2-minute clip for you in honor of veterans. And it'd be wise for me to say that for this community, right, the Nisei soldier of World War II, on their shoulders we stand. And I think this is, it's asking me to, I guess I can't. It's asking for some kind of crazy password. So, well, I'll have to do this some other time.
I can see the
We see the
flag.
flag.
Yeah, it won't let me
Yes,
play
yes.
it, will it?
You
Well, I'll
should be
try.
able to, yeah, there you go.
Does that work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there's music, there's sound's not coming through.
Maybe make sure the mic's on. The volume's up.
And now the head of Feeding America says inflation is hurting food waste's ability to feed those in need. Our food banks are seeing prices that are 2 to 3 times what they were just 9 months ago. And at this food drive in Los Angeles for veterans, live veterans today, a reminder that those who serve face food insecurity too. My pantry is empty. Retired Navy sailor Matt Vanaquil grateful tonight. It's work. I mean, it's sometimes. I've been in the Navy for 20 years, and I'm used to kids. And it's hard. Tonight, economists point to 2 major factors driving this inflation: the backup in the supply chain, driven in large part by the pandemic, and the fact that companies and businesses are desperately looking for employees who just aren't coming back to work. Experts say these problems could take months to solve. Stephanie Ramos with us tonight. Thank you, Stephanie. When we come back.
I just think it's worth noting that I've been fortunate to have been asked to commission some folks. And this is the first Veterans Day that we've had where we haven't been at war in an awful long time. And one of the individuals that was about to retire deferred so that he could see what peace was like while serving in uniform service. And I just thought that was pretty interesting. He gave up a pretty good job in order to defer that retirement. You know, the Nisei veterans volunteered because the Army wasn't going to draft them when the war was not going very well, both in the Pacific and the European theater. And we are in an all-volunteer force, and less than 1% of the US population actually serves in uniform. And there are many different ways to serve our nation. All of you here, for example, serve the greater Seattle community, and you're integral to enhancing the relationship between the United States, greater Seattle area, and with Japan. And that kind of mutual understanding and cooperation only leads to more peaceful times. So don't think that groups like this isn't worth it. It certainly is. And I think that on their shoulders we stand, but it's definitely a legacy that all of you continue to build on as well. So thank you for supporting your veterans, supporting those who are serving, and thank goodness when you hit your knees tonight to whoever your maker is, that we finally have found an era of peace. Thank you, Tomio. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you, Mike. Very good. I'll move on to Handa-san, Yuka-san. You have something, a short clip or something? Can't hear you. You're on.
Okay, yeah. Yes, I have. Thank you. I'm going to share on the screen. Where is it? This one.
Christina, I'll call on you next after this.
Okay, thank you. Hi, this is Yuka Honda from Songs of Hope, and we are a group of musicians from Seattle. It's been 10 years since we started holding benefit concerts after the 2011 earthquake. Now, as a member of the local Japanese speakers community, we are branching out. In 2019, we started the Songs of Hope Kids Choir to share Japanese children's songs. So please watch our presentation now. Our intention is to pass on wonderful Japanese children's songs to nurture the emotional lives of our children. So this is a Mochitsuki song.
3、4、お正月の餅つきはトントンとってったトントンとってったとってとってとってったおっこねだおっこねだおっこねおっこねおっこねだとっついたとっついたとっついとっついとっついたシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンシャンとってとってとってった嬉しいな
However, the pandemic hit less than a year after we established the group. And so our activities have been moved on to the online. But we've added sign language, dance, and rhythm games to our online activities. This is a Koinobori song. With sign language. have a lot of fun even at the online meetings. And 2019 Musical Bridge Concert was the first public performance of kids choir. And Shifo taught us about Japanese musical instrument koto, or Sabu played his bass right in front of children. Our winter session will start in January. I will send you an email invitation later, so please forward it to your group. Lastly, please enjoy a rhythm ensemble by this family.
雪だるま作るよ。パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、パタパタ、 パタパタ。ザク。パタパタ。ね。パタパタ。ザク。パタパタ。パタパタ。パタパタ。パタ。できたよ。虹がかかったよ。
Thank you, Dale-san, Tomio-san.
Thank you. Christina, do you have something to say?
Okay. So Christina Swainer, I'm from the Fukuoka Kenjingai. Recently, we just have a meeting to talk about that our Kenjingai's activity. And it turns out that we decided we're gonna wait for another 6 months before we can decide whether we're gonna have an in-person meeting or not. But as for now, we have a guest who is here today. Her name is Yumi Ozuki. She's from Fukuoka, and I would like to introduce her to our Nikkei Community Network today so that she can conduct with her research. So Yumi, she will tell you a little bit more about herself, but just quickly to let you know that she was here last month, and she's now currently staying with my husband and I in our home. So during her time here, she is helping our Kenjingai to do some translation, as well as with help with the PR stuff. And she's also doing her research paper on the migration, for the Asian migration in Seattle. And so far, I'm gonna let her introduce herself. Here we go.
Thank you very much, Christina-san. Hello, everyone. Good evening. はじめまして。Again, my name is Yumi, and yes, as she just introduced, I'm currently I'm a PhD candidate at the University of Tokyo, and for my PhD dissertation, I'm focusing on Asian American communities and individuals and their vulnerabilities and resistance, resilience, strengths, particularly after the pandemic happened. And the reason why I'm focusing on this issue is because I saw several media coverage saying that during the pandemic, unfortunately, a lot of Asian people, not only in the US, but all around the world, we are targeted because of the coronavirus. And, the previous president says that corona is the China virus, and that all those kind of things. But I want to focus on more people's strengths, because I believe that particularly a lot of young generation, third and fourth generation young people, they are more having a voice to raise their voice against those discrimination and violence against Asian people, the Asia hate crime and stuff like that. So I'm hoping that while connecting to was more Asian American people here in Seattle. I would like to have some talk and also like participate with some like volunteer work so that I can understand and see how Asian American communities are thriving and also rising strong even from this during this difficult time. So it would be great during my stay here. I think I would like to reach out to some of you even virtually. So that's basically the reason why I came here, and I'm very happy and I'm very thankful for Christina-san's help to connect me to your community and each one of you. So again, yes, very nice meeting you all, and hopefully I'll see you and talk to you separately later on. So thank you very much. So that's pretty much about myself.
Okay. So, so basically, I just want to sum up quickly to let you guys know that if in the next few weeks, probably me or Yumi will be writing to some of your groups to see if we can have an interview with each of you or your members. And of course, if your group is having some kind of like a volunteer, for example, like JCCCW, they are having like a different events each month, then Yumi will be willing to, she will be like to participate with that kind of event. So let us know if you have some kind of like volunteer chances that you would like her to participate. Please either contact me or contact Yumi. Thank you.
Thank you. This is Tomio. If you have a kind of a press release, we'd be very happy to put it in the paper, both the Soy Source and North American Post, asking for people. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
So thank you very much. Hope you enjoy your stay in Seattle. Yeah. So Matsumoto-san, how about Japan Week?
Oh, okay. Thank you. I don't have a PowerPoint presentation, so I'm just going to share the website so you have something to look at. The 5th annual W College Japan Week was held from October 4th through the 9th, virtual online only as planned, and it was a huge success with over 4,400 visitors coming to our Japan Week website during the event and over 12,000 page views. So students and I were really, really surprised that so many people had interest in learning about Japanese culture. And this is 35% more visits than last year's virtual Japan Week. Last year was like 3,000 something, but this year more people participated. Let me go to the live webinar session page. We had about 10 live webinar sessions. These are all the registration links. We had about 670 people registered to attend several live webinar sessions. And the most popular live sessions were the rakugo that we did on Saturday and the shojin ryori, the Buddhist vegetarian cuisine sessions. We had 2 sessions by Reverend Imanaka, and then we had rakugo session. He came from he lives in New York, so we had Zoom meet webinar sessions from New York, and we also had 5 contests. Sorry for scrolling so fast. This is our contest page, and we had 5 contests, and then we received contest entries from 14 different countries, and we were really impressed with the level of the participants. For example, the origami contest, we had different age groups, and we decided to give all the kids participants some awards. So a lot of kids got awards, but some of this is just the children's age division. And look at that. I mean, so intricate. And this boy was the winner. He folded a hat that expands and then shrinks. So it was very impressive to see that. And a lot of people, this is teenagers division, and very, very impressive. I mean, to me, this is more than origami, but a lot of people participated and so on. Yeah, it's amazing what origami paper can do. Well, and then the paper association people said, this person is a very well-known origami artist in the region. So we were very honored to have this person participate with his work, artwork. Yeah, so a lot of people participated. And thank you, Yoko-san, for submitting your work. Kind of cute. Yeah, so anyway, so after the event, we conducted an online survey and received about over 100 replies, with 96% of survey participants saying they were very satisfied or satisfied with this event. And students wrote post-event articles, again, this year for Soy Source. I think I have a copy here, Soy Source in Japanese, and then North American Post. And student who wrote the English article last year is now writing quarterly for the North American Post. So these are very good experience for our students to actually have their article published in real newspaper. So they are very honored to do that. So the BC student leaders and I are all relieved that everything ran rather smoothly, and we hope to go back to campus next year. And I'd like to take this time to thank Harry and Asami-san of the Japan Business Association of Seattle for helping me set up the live webinar sessions. I was so nervous doing it for the first time for so many people, but they met me after their work and then showed me how to set up each webinar sessions properly. So that worked really well. And thank you all for your participation. And students and I could not have done it without everybody's support. So that's it from Japan Week. Thank you.
I'm assuming you're going to have a, non-virtual event on the
next year. Right. We're hoping, yeah, because we have lots of donated items from the community that we like to sell to raise funds. Right now it's just sitting in storage room, and a lot of people contact us, want to donate more, but we don't have any more room in our storage. So we hope to go back to campus and have live performances on real stage instead of just video recording. Yeah, so we hope.
We appreciate that. It's
it's a really good learning experience for students,
right.
Like planning an event and financing and so on. So it's really, I think, worth it. It's all volunteer work, but with the community support, we can do it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dale Watanabe, I thought I saw you. Do you have a report of some kind?
I do. And hopefully it's not too long and you guys will put up with me. But first of all, I want to thank the veterans on here. This is Veterans Day. So Mike Yakuchi, Dale Kaku, and you, Tomio, for your service. And I apologize if somebody else has served as well. But we appreciate your service in years past. And thank you for being a part of this. On that note, I will tell you that Japan America Society is working together with NBC again to produce the Japan-U.S. military program, which in past years has been at the hall with people from soldiers from the Japan Ground Self-Defense Force, along with the U.S. Army folks from Joint Base Lewis McChord. Last year we had to do a virtual event. This year it looks like we're going back to possibly an in-person event, a smaller in-person event, because we won't have the soldiers. They won't be able to come because of some of the regulations, but we are looking at doing something significant at the end of January with the NVC, and should be pretty cool. But since this is Veterans Day, I thought I'd bring that up. More detail to come. The big deal for us is the holiday celebration and auction. We have a big auction. We have over 100 items that's going to be online as of November 18th. So that's next week. And it'll close on the November 30th and have a virtual event. Now, part of our program is actually being able to have a dinner if you want to be an individual sponsor or a corporate sponsor. But I want to thank 84 Yesler for last year's meal. Thank you, Sam, and your support there. It was a great meal. Everyone had a great time, and actually, thank you to Sam because he's going to actually host, or we're going to host a in-person kind of watch party for that November 30th at 84 Yesler. So, but the meal this year is actually from Tene. So a little bit of variety, but I thought it'd be a great opportunity for you guys to be able to take a look. And if you'll bear with me, I have a little video to show, and hopefully you'll enjoy.
Looks good.
What do you think? Does it look good?
Oh,
Looks delicious.
I can tell you by personal experience, that was an awesome bento. It wasn't a bento, it was actually more than that, but very good. So, please take a look at our website. There's ways to be able to participate. We're doing a raffle, all kinds of stuff. So hopefully it comes somewhat close to doing an in-person event for future. One other important thing that I wanted to announce too is we are starting a small business technical assistance program. We've been working with the Department of Commerce and are members of their Small Business Resiliency Network. Most of our work so far has been passing along the small business programs for that are available through the state and through federal government. But we're going to go one more step and actually implement some. We call it small business. Right now, we're calling it small business technical academy or business academy. To make it so that small and micro businesses, and when I say micro businesses, I'm talking about a lot of times individuals who are starting businesses on their own, and will provide some courses on how to do and address some of the areas in terms of business that people need, like fundamental accounting things, like HR issues, like risk management, any number of things. We're working together with one of our other board members. Some of you know Kaneko Matsumoto, who's very passionate about trying to help some of the small businesses and especially the micro businesses in some of this COVID time. So we actually got a grant from the program from the Commerce Department to be able to hire someone to provide some of this technical assistance as well. So we're expanding our staff. So if you know of anybody who and our value to the Department of Commerce is that we do this in Japanese. So we're looking for someone who is very fluent in Japanese or ideally native speaker that has some business background ideally, but it's going to be really an individual who's going to help us do outreach to organizations like yourselves to help pass along the information where small businesses or people that might need this kind of information, help, education, business education, and so on, can get it, and it'll be free to them. But we need to be able to reach out to find those people who need that help. One of the biggest challenges, for example, when Kaneko was talking about this, she had a lady who was teaching dancing, Japanese dancing. Of course, during the pandemic, she didn't have any students anymore. So now, how is she going to live? And by the time she talked to Kaneko, all the federal programs, all the state programs had already been, come and gone. So we need to see if we can help some of these businesses that have not been able to be reached get the messages about some of these programs. So that's a new program that we're starting up. Like I said, we're looking for staff. Kaneko is going to help us put together some of the programs in terms of content, business content. If you're happy to talk about it if anybody's interested, but that's kind of where we're at. So lots going on over here.
Thank you, Dale. Next, we'll go to the JIA organization.
Thank you.
I
Thank
see
you,
a couple names.
Tomio-san. Yes, I raise my hands. So let me share my screen. So since we already asked Dale-san to distribute our information through the emailing list, so some people already seen this before, but we're gonna have a US-Japan Friendship Coming of Age celebration next January 16th. I think several months ago, we talked about, I announced that we are thinking about the hybrid. And yes, we are going to have a hybrid celebrations. Fairview College confirmed that we can have an event at the Carlson Theater at this point. Who knows what's going to happen in the future, but we are going to have the event at the Fairview College. And also we're going to have a Zoom live session and a YouTube live streaming. Actually, we are planning to have a walkthrough so we can talk in person at the theaters. But due to the pandemic, we are asking the news agent to submit the copy of the vaccination card to coming in person. And we're gonna limit it 100 participants. But for the Zoom, we are almost unlimited, anybody can come. So Manami-san, you wanna share some of the movie? I can stop sharing. I think Manami is working on. Hold on a minute. So some people might realize, familiarity on this video, especially Ansensei, because we kind of use same video for the Japan week. Thank you for promoting. And lots of people here, like a soy sauce is supporting us as a media partner. They are putting the article together about it. And I believe Japan American Society connecting with us through the SNS. And of course, the Consul General supporting this event. And probably the Japan Business Association as well. So we try to have this event as a community event. We try to, celebrate the new seijin, new adult, as a community to support. We try to have a venue to celebrate the new leader for the futures. So if you can support us, that'd be great. Our website is seijinusa.org. And if you go there, we have a social network link to Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So I appreciate your support. Manami-san, do you have anything to add it? No, I guess not. So thank you.
Thank you, and good luck. Colorful event.
Yes, we do our best.
Sasaki-san, are you in Japan? Tom, can you hear me? Oh, I guess he's not. And I saw Sam Takahashi-san. Are you?
He's muted, I think.
Oh,
Tom
Sam,
is-
do you have something to say?
Me?
Yeah, do you have something to report?
Well, nothing much, but our restaurant, 84 Yesra in the Pioneer Square, at this time, still only 25% of offices, people are coming back. So that means, we still have many people to come back in the future. And the street is much cleaner now. And I hope, with a new city government, it will be even better. We appreciated all the support of Japan American Society, Dale Watanabe-san, last year to help our business. So as a return, we decided to do something, for the community. And anyway, 84 Yesra is still closed Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So this November 30th is a Tuesday. We are closed. We are not using our restaurant anyway. So we decided to donate our space and also a few people to attend, to take care of a Japan Society's gala, which means, they bring in their bento. And I think some people from Consul General will be attending too. So we are very honored and to host this group of people on that evening. So I am very, very honored to be able to participate in that sense. Thank you, Dale.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sam.
Yeah, I hope it comes back soon. Sasaki-san, can you hear me? You're muted.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
You have a report from Japan?
Well, not really. It's a beautiful day outside today. Yeah, I think, let me see. I've been almost stuck in Japan since this pandemic started. So I'm trying to do what I can do for the people in Seattle, because as Tomio remembers, I was transferred from Seafirst Bank from Tokyo to Seattle in 1979. And since then, I owe a lot, to the Japanese community, because I made a lot of friends through Nikkei Jinkai and Japan American Society and many other people, including Tomio yourself. You hosted me. You are the first, person who hosted me and my wife to lunch. at the CFAS dining room, and I still remember that. But anyway, so I'm kind of thinking about what I can do to help and give back something from Japan. So one thing I think I'm thinking right now is to try to set up a Japan how do you say branch of, for example, like a Japan American Society, because there are a lot of returnees who are very active in Nikkei community while they were in Seattle. So I'm trying to kind of contact many of them and try to set up a kind of group, returnee group, so that we can gather maybe once or twice a year and talk about the Seattle, and then hopefully become a kind of a small group who can help the Japanese community in Seattle. So that's what I'm doing right now.
Thank you. Well, let us know when you come to Seattle. Yeah.
I sure will.
Tazue-san, I see you. You have a report of some kind? Asami-san, do you have a report from JBA?
Pardon?
Did you have something to report or?
No, I don't, but thank you. Cherry Blossom is coming up April 8th through 10th next year.
It's a live event?
Yeah, hopefully we'll have live and virtual. So yeah, hopefully it's mostly live.
So how many years is that going to be now?
It'll be our 47th annual.
Wow, congratulations.
Wow. Okay, thank you very much.
Asami-san, do you have something from JBA?
We don't, nothing special, but we have a garage sale, super small garage sale this Saturday at the JBA conference room. So it's super small, but we have a lot of items need to sell. So please stop by when you get a chance. It's super cheap. It's like 5 items for $1, 5 items for $5. So please take a look. We have some holiday items as well.
And what was the address again?
I'm sorry. Oh, the address I will. It's the same as the Hoshuko address, but yeah, I will send it to you.
Okay. Dale, was there anybody else that wanted to say anything? Or Dale Watanabe, did you want to say something?
I guess that was it. That's all I had.
Okay. Thank you. We talked about a possible next meeting, either January 6th or 13th. So we'll determine that and let you know. And I guess at that time, if you have any announcement for any Shinenkai, we'd appreciate that. So thank you again. Happy holidays. And well, thank you for all your reports. So, and I want to thank Dale for keeping us, how'd you say, informed. And I'm glad you have a good computer.
I'm glad to help.
Okay, well, thanks again. Tom, have a nice afternoon.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays.
Thank you for your report.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Everybody.